So yesterday, or in the last lecture, we have seen the prototype, and we'll do little more prototype today. So if I create a function person, and then I check the person here, or console.dir of person, you will see. Okay, sorry, I am not sharing the screen. Okay, sorry. Okay, can you see my screen now? Okay, so let's create a function again because I was not sharing. And then if I do console.dir of person, so you will see there is a prototype property, and inside prototype is an object because we see curly bracket here, and it has one property called as a constructor. It's a method. Okay, so this is the prototype created when I create a function, and using this prototype we can extend the functionality of this function. So for example, I can say person.prototype.getFullName, and I can create a function whatever I want. And then if I do again person, you will see inside the prototype I have created this getFullName, and I can access, when I create the object using this person, I can access this property. Let's see one more thing. If I do console.dir of array. Now what is this array? I will explain you in a bit. Now if I open this array also has a property called the prototype. And what is this array? Let me explain you. When we create array, we can create array like this, and I can put elements in it 1, 2, 3. So if I print A, I will see the array with all the elements in it. I can also create array in different way like this, var b equal to new array. I can say new array. So array will be, B will be empty array because I created the B with the new array. I can also create array by saying new array, and I pass something, let's say 5 here. When I say 5 here, that means array will be created and it will have 5 elements, but all will be undefined because I give the length of the array. So how much size of the array I give here by putting the 5 here. When I give some number here, it will create an empty array with 5 elements in it, and each element will be undefined. So we are seeing empty into 5. That means all 5 are empty elements. I can also create array using new array, and here I can give item like this. When I give item like this, then this array will be created with the 1, 2, 3, 4 because I gave it 1, 2, 3, 4 like this in this new array. Okay, so if I give only one number, 5 or 4, it will create that number of elements but with undefined values in it. Since I give only one number here, but if I give multiple numbers here, then the array is created with all this as an element. I can give string elements also by saying var e equal to new array a b like this, and when I do e, it's a and b like this. Okay, so depending on how you want to create array, we can use this method also, we can use this method also, whatever you prefer. So when I say console.dir, it is nothing but this array which I use to create a new array. Now if I do console.dir, you will see again that we have the prototype. That means I can also extend the array by typing array.prototype dot something, whatever I want. I can create a function for that. Okay, so this is the way I can extend the array. So if I see array prototype, we have, this is the array prototype, we have predefined functions which we can use with the array. We will go through one by one soon in few days, but right now just remember that we have predefined functions inside the array. Okay, but this is the limited. Let's say it may be 25, 30 will be there total number of functions, but we can create more by using the statement array.prototype.something, and I can build my custom function whichever I want, and it will be present here then in this prototype, and I can use it whenever I want. Okay, so let's try to go with another thing, console.dir. I can also have the string. So let's see what is there in the string. So string also has a prototype, and it also has few functions in it which we can use. It is more than array. So I can use those functions. I can go through all the functions. We can use any of this function. So it also has prototype. That means I can extend the string also. I can say string dot prototype dot something, whichever I want. I can create a function for the string also. Okay, and also I can create a string like var a equal to abc. This is the string I created it, but I can also create a string like new string, and here I can give the value, initial value xyz. So when I say b, what is the b? B becomes an object of the xyz, but I can use this object as a string value also. Okay, so when I right now b is saying it's an object, but I can use as a string also, though it is a string, but it is in the object format. I can also create numeric value, number, and I can give some value number 3 when I see C. It is also in the object format, and it has the value of 3 in it. So I can create a numeric value using this number 3. I can create a string with using this value, though it is in the format of string. It is the format of object, but we can use this as a value. So we can access its value as xyz. So I can extend a string also. Let's check the number. If I check the console.dir, I can see it also has the prototype, and I can extend this also as a I can extend this also. So these are the few things which I want to share with you, that these are the things we can extend something like this. So let's try to do some experiment on this prototype part for array, string, and number, and see how it goes. Okay, let's try to do this. So whatever I will do, you have to copy it later when we do. So let's try to do something on the array. So where I will put array, and I will say prototype dot, maybe I will create something. Just I create my custom name, and I want it as a function. And inside that function, I will only do console.log of this. What is this coming as? I want to see what this is coming in this function. So once I create this, I will try to create an array. For example, I will say var a equal to array 1, 2, 3, and then I will say a dot something. Since I created this function for the array, so whenever I pass array, I can put dot, and I can use this function to access this function. So when I do a dot something, it will go inside this, and it will print the console log dot log this. So what is this coming here as? This is nothing but the A. So whatever the values of A are there, it goes inside this as this. So let's say if I want to create a function, something, and it should return how many elements are there in the array. So right now if I have var A equal to 1, 2, 3. So now if I print A dot length, it will give me 3 value, because A dot length is nothing but it counts a number of elements in it, and it gives me 3. Since it is 3 elements, so it will give me 3. So let's try to implement this thing in my custom function. So in something, I will just return this dot length. When I say this dot length, whatever elements I am passing in the array, it will return its length. So now if I want to check, I will create one array with 5 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when I say A dot something, what will it return? 5, because my something is returning the length of it. Okay. So what I did, I extend the functionality of array to support my new custom function, which will return the length of the elements. So if I'm passing 5, it will return me the 5 elements. So now if I do console.dir of array, you will see in the prototype we have something that is created by me, which will return the length of it. Let me do one more, and then this is something basics of it. I will do one more, and I will tell you you have to copy that one, not this one. Okay, before going that, let me put one more example. I can directly write array like this, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I can apply something on it. And what will be the result? Since I'm passing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements, the result will be the 5. So directly I can put array here, and I put the something here directly. Instead of creating a variable equal to like this, instead of creating variable and putting calling this function on the variable, I can directly write the array, and I can call something on it, and I'm getting the 5, because total number of elements are 5. I'm getting 5. Let's do one more example. I will create one function, and I will name it Manish, because my name is Manish. I want a Manish function on the array, and in here I will tell you what I will do. So if I'm passing 1, 2, 3 as an array, I will add all the elements, and I will give the sum of the elements. So its proper name should be the sum, but for demonstration purpose, I will put it as Manish name. Okay, so here what I will do, I will create a one variable that is called sum. I will put it 0 its value. Initially, I will give the value of 0, and then I will go to the for loop, and in the for loop, I will create var I equal to 0. So in the for loop, we have to give the initial condition, that is I equal to 0. I is less than. Now I have to give the total number of elements which I passed. Here I have to give total number of elements to be passed. So I should be less than that total number of elements. So what is the total number of elements? So here I get this dot length. This dot length will give me the total number of elements. And then I'll say I plus plus. Okay, so this is the one. I use the for loop. Now for loop, what it will do? When first time for loop will run, I will get 1 value. When second time for loop will run, I will get a 2 number. When third time for loop will run, I will get a 3 number. We are going only 3 times because I am mentioning I should be less than the length. Length is 3, so it should go only for 3 times. And ultimately, I will return the sum. And in between this for loop, I will update the sum to this value. First time I will update with 1, second time I update with 2, third time I will update with 3. So what I will say, sum is equal to sum, that is the previous value of the sum, plus what is the current value of this one. So how will I get current value of this one? What should I write here? Can anyone tell me? What should I write here so that I can get the current value? 1, 2, 3. First time I should get this, second time this, third time this. We have done this problem before, that's why I want someone to answer. This of I, correct. This of I, because we are getting all the elements in this format, and if I want to access this first element, I will say this of I is 0, and this of 0 will be 1. Second time it will go, I will become 1, and this of I will be 2. Third time when this for loop will run, I will be 2, and I will get the value of this of I as 3. So I'm putting some previous value, that is 0, and I'm adding 1. Second time when for loop is running, some previous value become 1, and the new value is 2. So I'm adding 2 plus 1, 3. The sum will become 3. Third time when we are running the for loop, sum is already 3. I'm adding this dot I, that is 3. 3 plus 3, 6. And once this for loop is done, I will return the 6 to outside global space. So let me create this function. Now what I will do, I will pass an array with 1, 2, 3, and then I will say just Manish. And what will Manish will do? It will add all, and it will give me the result of this one. If I add more, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then I will get 45, because it will add all, and it will give me the 45. So just write off this one, but put your name instead of my name, and just write down this one, and let me know when it's done. So we are extending now array with some property, and I can call this property whenever I want, or method. I call this method whenever I want. Okay, sorry. I was in mute. Thank you for reminding me, because I am muted for some time. Okay, let's do again. Okay, so I will create, I did it array. I did it array previously. Now let's do the string. And for the string also I will say prototype and dot, I will put my name in this. So I'm creating a additional functionality for the string with the name of Manish. And here I will create a function. So here what I want to do, I want to pass some limit here, that this limit will go inside this function, and I will check whether the characters of this John. For example, I'm passing John as a string to my Manish function. Then if I pass this limit as, for example, 3, and the length of this is 4. So length is 4, and I'm passing 3 as a limit. This 3 as a limit. So my function will check if this limit is greater than this length, and if it is greater than, it will give true, otherwise it will give false. So I will say return. So to get the length, I will say this dot length. Similarly, as in array, we will also get same length in the string also. So I will say if this dot length is greater than limit. So if this length is greater than the limit which I am passing, it will give me true. And if this length is lesser than this limit which I am passing, then it will give me the false. So for example, I will say John, and I will say Manish, and here I have to give the limit. For example, I give the 3. Since this character is greater than 3, because the total characters are 4, and they are greater than 3, so I get the true. But again, if I do same thing, if I pass 5, I'm getting false, because this character 4 is not greater than 5. So I'm getting false. So I can pass parameter also in it, and I can write anything in this one. So right now I'm checking the length of the string. To get the length of the string, I will use this dot length, and I will check if it is greater than the limit which I am passing. So here I am passing the limit, and I am returning the result. So just this is the addition of the string functionality. Copy this part with your name. Okay, so this is the problem which we did with the string. If everyone has done, it's okay, and if you're doing, just do it. Okay, let's move it to the, since 3-4 people are done, I will move further. Just copy this part, and maybe you can put one example, this one, so that you know how to call this function. Let's do one more problem on the number today, and I will say prototype dot. Here also I will create a function with the name Manish, and I will create a function, and here I will check if the number which is provided is positive or negative. So what will I say? Can anyone tell me? I have to check if the number is positive or negative. What should I put in the body? So I want someone to answer me. If it is positive, I should give true, and if it is not positive, I should give false. If it is negative, I should give false. This greater than 0, right? This greater than 0. I can also say return this greater than or equal to 0, because 0 is also positive. So if I pass 0 also, I should get it positive, because 0 is not negative. So I can create this. Now how will I call it? Let's say if I do 3 number dot Manish, will it work? Yes or no? Yes, let's try see if it will work or not. So when I put this, since 3 is not a, when we create a variable name, 3 is not a real variable name. So using 3 with this function will not work. So how to work on the number part? So to work on the number part, we have to manipulate this 3 in a different way. So we can say var a equal to new number 3. So I can say new number 3, and then I will say a dot Manish to see if it is true or false. I can, if I pass a negative number -3, and if I check a dot Manish, it is giving me the false result. So just try to create this part again with your name and put some example of this one. Right. your function is saying return greater than 0. It should be this greater than equal to 0. Your function is saying only return greater than 0. It should be this greater than 0, this part. Yes, yes. Now it's correct. Though you have put greater than 0, it's fine. I put 0 equal to, it's fine. Anything you write down, whatever you want in mind, just you should know how we are doing the things. Okay, and why I give your name or my name? Because it will help you to understand that we are writing a custom name and something we are using custom name. Okay, so this prototype part is very big and very important in JavaScript. I will be working on this prototype for a few more days till you understand the complete concept of the prototype. And still, if you have doubt, you can go through the recordings, which will be available in 2 weeks on prototype, and try to see the concepts again and again, because this prototype part is very important to do in the JavaScript. So what we are doing right now in this one, we are extending the functionalities. Right now, number has no function called as Manish, but I created a function called Manish. Like Manish, I can create millions of functions on the number. I can create millions of functions on the string, and I can use anything in my programming language, in my coding, or in my code or project. So this way we extend the functionality of the function. Many people use this prototype. You know, there are libraries available on the market like Yahoo, jQuery. So those libraries have the functions. So to extend that function, we can use the prototype method, and we can extend their library to our custom way using this prototype. So this prototype is very important when you work with the bigger projects and you want to extend. Let's say Yahoo library is providing limited functionality, you want to extend that. So you will be using prototype to extend those functionalities. So you will see that when we reach to that point. Okay, so that's all for today on the JavaScript prototype. Let's move to our CSS part, which we started on that day. And every day I will be creating notes, whatever I teach on that day. So on the yesterday's class or day before yesterday's class, I'm putting in the chat. If you want to go through the yesterday's class, you go through that link. And today also I will create another link. I will send you that today or tomorrow morning. Okay, let's go to the CSS part now. And whatever is very important for you, I will ask you to do here 10 times, 20 times, so that you can remember it in your practical project. So if I'm not asking you to write down, or if I'm not asking you to repeat it, that means it's not important, and only one time knowledge is okay. But something which is very important, I will ask you to do it again and again. Okay, we did on that day, in the CSS, we did on that day the 3 types of using the CSS. That is method 1, method 2, and method 3. Method 3 is one of the best because we keep the CSS file external and we can use it in multiple HTML files. So method 3 is the best among all the 3. Okay, let's go through now the new topic in the CSS. Okay, so let me create a new file. Today I will call it 2.html, and I will also create new file 2.css, and I will put in the HTML file, I will put the default structure which I showed you on the day. Okay. So whatever I showed you on that day. Okay. And I will link also that file as I did here in this one.html. Okay, so like this I will link in my 2.html, I will link to 2.css. Okay. So whatever CSS I write here, it is linked to the 2.html, and we can do some practical examples here now. So let's talk about the colors in CSS. So what we are doing today, colors in CSS. Okay, so let's see this page in the browser. I will go live. And let me go here. Okay, so we are doing colors in the CSS. Let me create few h2 tags. Color 1 is here. I'll just copy few lines. Color 2, color 3, color 4, color 5, color 6, color 7, color 8. Okay. Okay, so I just put some h2 tag, and to apply the CSS to this part, I will give some class to this. Maybe I can say class of 1 here, so where I can create CSS with the class 1. So let's give some different name for each one. So I'm giving some class name. Okay, so I give 8 classes. Now I will be putting CSS for each one of them, and I will show you what I mean by the colors, which we will do different colors in CSS. So let's go to 2.css and we will create the declarations for each one of them. So I will say 1 is for 1. I will be creating for all 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'll create 8 declarations. 2 is spelling mistake. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so these are the classes I created in the CSS. This each is called declaration block, and it is applied to one class. Dot to I put dot because all the classes which I created has to be created with the dot sign before that name in the CSS file. If I don't put dot, it will not apply to this class. So for all the classes, I need the dot inside the CSS. That's what I put the dot in the CSS. But I have not put dot here. When I create the class, I don't put dot here. I put dot only in the CSS file, and it will tie this one to this class one. Okay, now I will be putting different colors, and I will show you what we are doing with the colors. So right now everything is black, because the default color is black. So let's try to change the colors for each one of them. Okay, so the first type of the color which we use in the CSS, first type of the color which I use in the CSS is, I can say, color So I can give the name anything. Maybe I can choose from this list whatever I want. Okay. So whatever I want, I can put the name. Okay, hold on for 1 second. Okay, so I can give any color which I want. I'm back again. So I can choose from this whole list whatever I want color. Maybe I can choose some light color here, and let's see it in the browser. So you will see that color is changed to whatever I selected there. I can also choose the background color of, let's choose the dark color something. Background color, I don't see that in this one. Why? Yeah, now it's coming. Maybe it was some glitch. So I put the background color and I put the some color. Now what color I choose? I just selected from the list of the colors in this, and I can choose any color I want. Okay, so there are a lot of options. You can choose whatever you want. So this is one way of defining the color, that which color you want. One second. Okay, so let's put dark green here. Okay, so whatever color you want to choose, you can choose. So this is the naming convention. You have to put the real name, dark green, green, yellow, red, whatever you want, you can put. Okay, so this is the one way of doing the color. So which we apply on the this one, top one. Let's see what is the another way of applying the color. So another way of applying the color is through hex value. Hex value means I will put hex hash sign and I will give the hex value. Now what are the hex value? So it is kind of the hexadecimal number from 0 to F. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, which we saw before, 9. You don't have to write this one. I'm just showing what is the range of this number. Then it comes A, B, C, D, E, F. So it starts from the 0 and it goes till F. You can use any of this number, and there are 6 spaces for that. So maybe I can say first 2 spaces are of the red R, then 2 spaces are G, and third is B. Fourth is the 2 spaces for the blue. So if I put, you can use this as so if I put all 0, let's say all 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you will see it is a black color, and we see the black color here. And highest number is FF. So if I put FF here, it is the red color because the first 2 positions are for the red. So RR, GG, BB. So if I want to make the color red, I will put first 2 as FF. When I put first 2 FF and other 0, so all others are 0 and it is only red here. So I'm getting it's the red color. But if I put FF in the second position, in the middle position FF, then it will become green. So you'll see it's a green color. And the third is blue. So if I put FF in the last number, as last two as FF, then it will become the blue. So this is the extreme limit RGB, and you can manipulate with different numbers to create different colors. So right now it's showing me, I will show you some different color. If I choose anything, see, it has created automatically that code. You don't have to remember, you just go to color picker and choose whatever color you want. It will automatically give us the code for it. And this is called the hex code. And that hex code you can use. You can use directly this one, or you can use this hex code, whatever way you want to prefer. So I will also give the background color. So you don't have to remember, oh, what is the red color, blue color, green color. You can just open that color picker and you can choose whatever you want. Let me change the background color to something dark, and I will choose the foreground color something light. So this is the 6 digit. It's a 6 digit where first 2 digits represent red, middle 2 is green, last 2 is blue, and with these 3 colors you can make any color in the color world. Okay, so this is the background and this is the color foreground. This is the foreground color and this is the background. So you can use this type of value also. You can use direct naming also. These are the 2 ways, and we will see few more ways how to give the colorings. So you can manipulate it whatever you want. Next is called the RGB. So this is called X, and this is called normal naming, color names. And let's go to third number way, and this is called the RGB. So RGB is something I give the color and I put RGB, and inside RGB I have to give the value from 0 to 255. Okay, so if I give 0, so it will be like this, we have 0, and if I give FF, it is means extreme color is there. So for RGB, if I want to give the red color, what I will put 255 at the red position and 0 at the green position, blue at the 0 at the blue position, so it will become red. So you see the color has become red. If I put 255 for the second position, it will become green. It's a green. If I put 255 at the third position, then it's the blue. So you can manipulate this 0 to 255 numbers at all 3 positions, and you can give whatever color you want. If I put 255 at all 3 positions, then you will see some different color. It's a white. So if I put 255 at all, it is white. But if I put 0 at all, it's a black. It's a black. And in between, there will be different numbers which you can use it. So I will give you one link also after this all classes. So you can manipulate all the values and you can find your color yourself. So on internet there are a lot of links where you can set RGB value and you will know which color it is, and then you can copy that RGB value here. So now it's a black here. Let's make 255 here. So in RGB there is another RGB method, and that is called RGBA. So A is called alpha. Alpha is kind of visibility kind of thing. So if its alpha is 0, it is not visible, and if it is 1, then it is completely visible. So if I put RGBA, then I have to pass one more, which starts with the 0 to 1. So I can say 0.5. Then visibility will be 50%. So if I go, you will see that visibility is 50%. This is a pure 100% visibility. This is 50% visibility because I give the alpha value 0.5. If I give alpha value as 1, both will be same. If I give alpha value as 0, you will see the visibility is gone. I cannot see it because this is 0. So alpha value is 0. Alpha is 0 means it is not visible kind of thing. So let's make it 0.75. So it is 75% visible. So this is, you will see darker. This is 75% lighter. So I can give RGB value and I can also give RGBA value, whatever I want, I prefer. If something I say I don't want color to be 100% red, I want a little dullness on that. So I will give RGBA to give the little dullness on that one. Next way to give the color is, let me copy this one, and that is called the HSL. This is called HSL. Okay, HSL is, I will hue saturation lightness, HSL. It's called the hue. If you have done Photoshop, all these things are there in that: hue, saturation, and L is lightness. So this is called the HSL concept. Let's see how to give the color in the HSL. So in the HSL, you have to experiment the color, which color is coming. So the first value is called the hue. Hue goes with the 0 to 360. So I can put 360, I can put 0, I can put 0 to 360. And with the combination of these three, all colors can be defined. So I will show you one website where you can create blue, red, and all the values will be automatically coming in it. So you have to experiment how much saturation you have to increase to make it red, how much hue you have to change to make it blue, white, whatever you want. So I will give the saturation goes from 0 to 100%, and lightness also goes from 0 to 100%. Okay, so this is the 360, 100%. So this is going white. So if I put it as 50%, so something is going this. Let's go to. So if I put 0, I can put 0 this. Let's put 0 in this one, and let's put 100 of this. Okay, so since I put lightness as 100, so it is going too bright and becoming the white kind of thing. Let's put 50% here. Okay, so lightness is now 50%. If I put 0, let's put 120. So 120 becomes green. Let's put 240. So 240 becomes blue, and let's put 0. So 0 becomes red. So somehow you have to manipulate these numbers to make the color which you want. So HSL. So I will show you now one website. It's available online, and a lot of websites are there, but I'll show you one website. So it's a W3 Schools one where you can put the HSL value. So here you can change the hue value to whatever you want till 360, and then based on saturation and hue, you can change the colors, lightness, darkness, and this you have to play with it to match the color which you want. So this combination of three will give you the light color, dark color, and lightness. If you want to 0, that is light is very 0, and this is 100%. You can play with it to give the exact which you want. Generally, HSL is not preferred in the web programming language because it is very, you need this tool, or it's very, not intuitive. What should be the exact color I want? Red, green, blue is okay, but to find some other colors, you need to do little hard work to find exact color which you want. Okay, so this is called the HSL. So you can go through the W3 and you can get this link also. So this is the link I can put in the chat also. So here you can also check the RGB value also. Here in RGB also you can change the value here to get the exact results, whatever you want, and you can paste this code in your web application. Hex also, it gives first two are red, middle two green, and last two blue. You can manipulate this also to give the color, different color. Okay, so you can play with this. In HSL we have more alpha also, like in RGB we have the alpha. Similarly in HSL also we have HSLA, where we give the alpha, that is the opacity, as the last parameter. So let's do one more in our code. Okay, so we will do one more, HSLA. A is called alpha. So I will just pass same thing here, but I will give 0.5 of alpha, that is the opacity for this HSL. We don't need 7/8. Let's remove it. We don't need 7/8. Let's remove it, because all these are the combination of all the color values which we want. Now let's see the page. So this is HSL and this is HSL with alpha. This is RGB, this is RGB with alpha. This is hex code and this is normal naming convention. Okay, so now I'll give you 5 minutes to create this HTML, and once you are done with this HTML, you can have you can see the CSS also. Let me split it. Let's see how we can. Okay, so this is CSS and this is HTML. So just copy this HTML part and CSS part. Then tomorrow I will give some task also to do that. So just copy these two, because if you write down, you will remember it. I'll give you 5 minutes, and once you're done, today's topic is done. Tomorrow I will give you one exercise on this one before we do something more in this CSS. So I am giving you one task which you can do now or later, and if you are not completed tomorrow, you have to do in the class tomorrow. I am putting that task in the chat. So for the homework or the task which you have to do tomorrow before we work on another topic, like I have created the 6 element with 6 color combination. Similarly, you have to create the 6th one and put some different colors in it, whatever you want color, just a random color. Also put background color. Right now I have put background only in the top 2, but you have to put background in all the 6, and you have to use all these methods, that is naming convention, RGB, hex code, HSL and HSL alpha, RGB alpha. So you have to use all the combinations for all the 6 ones. So task is you have to create 6 elements with 6 different colors, not which are mentioned in this exercise. So this is the homework. If you have time, if you don't have time, we will do it together tomorrow before I start working on the new topic of the CSS. So the preferred way of using in practical world, what we do in the practical world, the preferred way is this number 2, hex code. So in my whole life, most of the time I have used this hex code and very less this color name and very less this all. Sometimes if I have to do the alpha kind of things, then RGB, I use RGBA when we want to use alpha. Otherwise, HSL I have not used in my practical projects, and RGB I have used, and 2 and 3 and 4. So these are three. 2 and 3 are little important because they are not used much. Most of the time hex code is used. So try to concentrate more on this hex part rather than other things. But you should be aware of all other things. When you see someone's code, you should be aware that we have this RGB method also. We have RGB alpha method also. We have HSL method also. We have HSL A method also. This is A actually. So add this A. If I don't put A, then there's no meaning of this alpha value.